Hello, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back to a Scorcho week here in the Algarve. It's going to be a hot one, that's for sure. And it's only going to continue like that. Beautiful, perfect. So as you saw me earlier on, just filling in this last section. And boy, am I glad to get that out of the way. I was hoping to do it last week, but we ran out of stones. But it's down now. There's only a little bit to go, just along the edges, but I want to put some conduit down, which is what I went out this morning to get. And things haven't quite gone to plan. It is Tuesday afternoon, and while I was out, I thought I'll pass the skip. It's one of those large shipping container size ones, and it sits inside this three-sided concrete wall. And I was clambering over it because it was full to find a space, and I fell off the edge and landed on my side, on my arm and my hip, bashed my ankle, and then my toe, my middle toe. I've done something to it, and it's facing in a slightly different direction to what it was before I set out. I don't know, can you break a toe? I'm not sure, but either way, it's swelling up nicely and I'm feeling really uncomfortable. I only did it an hour and a half ago. I've had a nice cold shower and I'm just chilling out now. I'm going to go and sit on a chair, get an ice pack out of the freezer, and hopefully it will start to, well, de-swell. That will be nice. So obviously now I've got to take it a little bit easy. I did say last week that I was going to be doing something slightly different this week, and I was starting it last week, and I got quite away with it. So I'm going to be injecting that throughout the course of this video, and hopefully you'll find that quite interesting. It's my motorbike. I got it a few weeks ago or so in red, and I wanted to change it. So I'm personalising it, and I thought, well, in my spare time, I might as well get on with it. And now I'm going to have a little bit more spare time this week. But I am going to be doing other bits and bobs, so I hope you can bear with me. And next week we'll be starting something different anyway. But there are a few things that I need to do this week. I need to sit down. Boys and their toys. Yeah, I like to play around in my spare time when I get it. I just enjoy doing it, why not? I've sprayed so many things, guitars and so on, maybe 30 odd times, and I think I got fairly good at it. And out here it's good conditions at the moment. There's no real breeze. It is really hot, so I've got to be very careful. I can actually buy a replacement one of these, but it's 400 euros. That was 20. I got this specially mixed up. It's a car spray RAL 1001 beige in a satin finish, and I think that works really well. Goes with me, goes with the terrain. Summertime, brown, the beach, the sand, much nicer colour. So I'm being careful not to touch it. We don't have to worry about the wind here at the moment bringing up dust, which is great, so this is a perfect time to do it, but I do need to get it in the shade. By the way, with any car or bike, they are a colour, and on the little card, the document, it does say the colour on there, and mine obviously says red. So I've had to change that to beige, paid 75 euros for it. You've got to wait for that document to come through before I can ride it on the road. So I've got to be a little bit more patient. But at least I've got a bit of land here that I can ride around on. And if nothing else, once it's all in place, I can stare at it. Yeah, definitely much more of a me colour, I reckon. Seventh and last coat of lacquer finish. during the day. I'm now watering these twice a day now, one in the evening, one in the morning, and in the evening I go over the leaves. But obviously in the direct sunlight I like to go just down by the base. I've also started filling up bottles of water which now need to be refilled with a little hole in the bottom, and that just trickles down into the soil. Until I got the pump sorted out, I'm a little bit limited what I can do, but that seems to be a good idea at the minute. Yeah, looking very brown, and unfortunately a second orange tree has given up the ghost. It did have quite a lot of fruit on there, and I'm wondering whether I should have taken them off sooner to not allow all of the nutrients and so on to go directly to the fruit and allow the tree to grow. It's the second one. We'll get another one in there. I think I might go with a lime next time. It's such a shame, and I just don't have time to really think too long and hard about this. It could be the soil, it could be ants underneath here, it could be quite a few things, and I know there are ways of dealing with it to surround the area with some straw and so on, so all the water stays in there, retains in there, and doesn't get soaked up by the sun. But I'll come back to these in a little bit when I'm sorted out with the house. I'll keep filling up the plastic bottles. For this one here, I think we got a lemon ready. Oh, look at that, straight off. Nice. Oh yeah, that's turned out really well. 8 coats of lacquer that has had, and I've had it outside, I've been looking around it. And given where I've been doing this, I was expecting maybe a little bit of dust on there, but nothing at all. Once I've got those in place, I'm going to use this 2-part epoxy. You know those syringes that you use? You can buy a whole tube of it, and once you've used it once, you can't use it again. So it's such a waste. These, I'm hoping, these are for boats as well, so not too expensive. Equal parts. All right. Kind of not looking forward to this. Please don't crack. Good. No cracks. Ooh-wee. Yeah, amazing the difference a few degrees makes. Close to 40 now, and it's very, very dry. Dogs have found themselves a nice cool spot on the concrete floor, and I'm really glad that I did that when I did, because it is a lot cooler. I know it's not the cleanest, but you know what, it's a lot better than it was, and nice to see them not puffing and panting, unlike myself right now. Yeah, as you know, last week I ordered the doors, the windows, patio door, front door, and so on. But I did discover a little problem as I was going along, and I'm really glad that I sorted that out, because it could have created a little bit of an issue when the doors arrived. Obviously, you don't want to have a 1/2-inch gap at the bottom, and you don't want it scraping on the floor, and that could have been the potential problem. Hopefully, we've resolved that now, and you can see the difference. I've checked that a dozen times to be safe. Down here, you'll see 2 lines. There's the bottom one there, which is the concrete line, and the one above it is going to be the floor line. And I've allowed for a larger tile. I haven't chosen the tiles yet, but better be safe than sorry. I have, however, made a slight alteration in the kitchen area. I was having a good think about this. Back in England, my last house was an old cottage about 300 years old, and it would have had a galley kitchen in there, not too dissimilar to this. I really liked that. And at the back, leading into the garden, was a window, and I had the opportunity at the time to turn it into a door, and I didn't do it, and I really regretted it, and I don't want to make that same mistake here. So I am going to lose that sink in front of the window, and it is now going to have to go along there somewhere. Obviously, it's a bit of a mess at the moment, all the spray cans and everything, but I do think now that having a door there makes more sense for me. And I know I could walk out through the patio doors, but nah, I'm opting for that one. So it's all been ordered now, and I'm going to work my way from the bathroom into the kitchen. That's the next plan. We'll see what's next. Actually, I'm going to have a look around in the bathroom now and just see what my next plan of action is. Excuse the mess. We're now going to the most important part of this house, and I'm really looking forward to starting this as of next week. And this is an area that I can't afford to make any mistakes in. We are talking about the bathroom, pantry area, and of course the kitchen, which will then lead out into an outdoor kitchen area. And that's why I wanted all the plumbing running down in a straight line to make it as simple as I possibly could. And once that's all in place, I'll put a concrete floor down. But before I can do that, I need to concentrate on this window, which didn't have a lintel put above it, and that's what I've got to do next. Now, ideally, I would have taken the window out, made all this good, put the lintel in there, and so on before I ordered the windows. But if I had done that and delayed it, then it could have been well into November time before I get it. So we measured it. I'm just going to have to be very careful here and get it as accurate as possible. All of the wiring is running down from the ceiling. These are the old conduits running through there, and I didn't remove them just in case I use them. But I do have new pipes or conduits running through. Really tight gaps in here. So if I'm puffing and panting a little bit, I'm in a little bit of pain. 1, 2, 3. And they're dotted all over the place. And that will allow me to run everything through the ceilings. Next thing I need to do is absolutely fix on where I'm going to have sockets, because a lot of the areas with lights and so on, I can turn on and off at different areas wherever I'm standing. And in here, I did lay some conduits down in the floor while I was laying the concrete. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using those, but better to be safe than sorry. And that's why I left a gap all the way around. And that's going to be my next port of call. I'm going to be marking on the walls all the plug sockets. So it's going to be really interesting laying all this out. I've got to do some drawings, make sure that I've got everything exactly as I want it. And of course, once all the conduits in place, I need to label them all so I know what goes where. Owser. Oh yeah. So my foot is starting to swell quite a lot now. This is the toe that's going off at that angle now. So I've decided what I'm going to do is, with a plaster, I'm just going to attach it to that one, and hopefully that will keep it straight over time as it fixes itself. Swelling around this whole area here, as I did bash my ankle, and that's swollen as well. It was all right yesterday, and then I don't know what happened, but overnight, and maybe the heat, I'm not sure. I'm going to get an ice pack out in a minute, and hopefully it will heal pretty quickly, because I'm pretty limited what I can wear. And by the way, I wasn't wearing flip-flops when I had the incident. I've been walking the dog still, and I can't get my boots on now, so I'm pretty limited. Dirty old feet as well, but it doesn't matter right now. First things first. Hope this works. I've got a larger one that I'll put on later after a shower. Just a bugger. I'm not bothering going to the hospital, because I know with my wrist when I broke it, there's nothing they can do. So obviously if the pain continues, I'll start taking something. But for now, just to give it a fighting chance of lining up. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah. Ah. Okay. Oh, look. How cool is that? The original seat cover was black. No real stitching in it. But this one here, nice orange stitching. It's a good choice. And a bit more padded, which will make it more comfortable. This I had done, the seat cover, 60 euros. Pretty damn good. There's a company I found pretty close to where the bike shop was. My van also has got torn seats in there. It was like that before I bought it. And at those prices, I'll just save my pennies up a little bit and I will get those fixed because it does look a little bit scruffy. Now the tank is sprayed and I've already got other bits of plasticware in the house that I'm spraying, and I'll put it all together properly next week. I'm stopping now, going a bit forward. I need to make sure that I don't push my luck. There we go. Good colour combo. This bit here I'll take off. That's going to be in the same colour as here, brown. Looks pretty damn cool. So next week you'll see it all put back in place and all finished, and then I can get on with the rest of the house. But in the meantime, you know what, we've got to have a bit of downtime ever so often, and that's really important, especially when you're doing physical work, and especially when you're doing physical work in this heat. Someone left me a message last week who was out here on holiday saying, I don't know how you do it in this heat. Well, right now it's gone up just that little extra more, and you've got to be so careful. So I'm just going to take this time to pause. We'll start again next week and hopefully we'll start seeing some changes. But I know I've got to look at that, haven't I, as much as ride it. And I want it to obviously feel really good around here. And boys and their toys. At the end of the day, downtime is always good. And well, you just got to relax, haven't you, and enjoy it all. Right, I'm going to chill out. So I'll see you next week. Bye for now.